So recently, I watched a documentary about minimalism, and it was by the minimalists. So even though it came from like 2014, it feels more relevant today than ever, as we live in an age of endless TikTok and Instagram scrolling, where brands are like consistently trying to manipulate us of into buying junk we don't need to cure our boredom. As the main takeaway for me is that the things you own end up owning you. And that's just a really, really big quote from Fight Club, which I'm a big fan of. But today, I just want to talk about my own take of minimalism because I don't think it means to get rid of everything and strip down everything we own. It's about the two things that are important to me. It's the utility and the emotional value, the weight behind that item that I have. So, when going over the documentary that I just watched, there's a famous study it touches upon that shows in America that the happiness increases when a person's income goes over to $70,000 a year. And then after that, that kind of happiness rate flatlines. Like people want more and more and more. We buy things for that kind of quick hit of dopamine, but it doesn't really give us that kind of long-term benefit in the long run. As I realized in my personal experience with my closet about the clothes that I bought, as I buy most of them from Primark. These kind of, but they do serve a purpose. That's what I'm saying. It's the utility behind them. As I buy short sleeve shirts and shorts for the gym. When I was starting off, I bought like quite a lot of them. And then I would buy just new shoes because it served the purpose, because it was for work. And that was months ago. And I haven't bought that much clothes since then, as I don't really care about the kind of expensive luxury brands that pops off to your head if you think about anything. It's if I'm buying a shirt, I'd rather have it as an anime shirt, for instance, because I'm a huge anime fan. I would have a Uma Musume anime shirt, and I especially have one for Oguri Cap, which I am not embarrassed to admit, and that is my favorite shirt right now. Because I'd rather have that than a Gucci shirt, if I'm being honest with you. Because when I own that kind of anime shirt, it means something to me. It brings that kind of emotional value. It brings that kind of weight that I have. And that goes for tech and, for cars, not just, for fashion or with shirts. Like the phone I'm recording right now, the one you are watching and seeing it's an iPhone 14 Pro Max. And Apple themselves, as they just want everybody to upgrade to the newer version, as with the universal, USB-C, charger. And I just have the lightning cable, and that's fine, my phone, it works perfectly. Like unless there's like a kind of a new feature that I really need, like or this phone becomes, obsolete, or if it breaks, otherwise than that, I'll stick with it. And the same goes for my car. I have a Kia Ceed, and it's for, almost 20 years old. Actually, no, probably more than that. But it does the job, right? It has a radio, it has four wheels, it's reliable. It goes, it gets me to A to B points. What else do I need? What more do I need from a car? I don't need a small car. It works. And then we go to another kind of topic, but as with being strict about being a minimalist, I differ from that kind of viewpoint, because I have a pretty, decent sized collection of manga and light novels that I've been starting to collect since I was 16 years old. And when I was 16, I bought my first light novel, which was for Classroom of the Elite, which is an anime, which I enjoyed pretty much, that I wanted to read the book from. So I came to love that series. I bought 8 volumes of that, and then I've basically reread them 3 times already. Then I came across other books such as Rising of the Shield Hero, Tunnel to Summer, X of Goodbyes, and The 3 Days of Happiness. Like, some people might say that a massive book collection isn't, minimalist. But for me, those books are like a gateway to my soul, as they have incredible usable cycle for me that I can just keep using. As one light novel for me, it gives me 4 to 6 hours of pure immersion and entertainment that I can reread again and again. And then when you compare that with anime figures, it's just, well, that's my personal take. But with figures, it's just a waste of money for me. As it will just, the ones I own is like presents from friends. As I do appreciate them, but it's just sitting in a box or on my shelf in my room. And I don't buy anime figures because they kind of just lack that kind of replayability for me. And ultimately, my relationship goes to money as well. Like, it comes to investing into those experiences rather than items and things. And I'll be happily to spend money on an anime concert and hearing my favorite soundtracks playing live. As you just can't really, put a price tag on that kind of feeling. And for instance, I'm going to a anime concert, which is Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and with the music composer Evan Cole. Evan Cole did Violet Evergarden as well, and I will be so grateful, and it will be a blessing that I go there. As the same for Attack on Titan, I went to an orchestra for that. It was amazing. And for another one, for Jujutsu Kaisen orchestra. Those are the kind of experiences this year that I'm willing to pay a lot for than an anime figure or something else. But going over with the deep with minimalists, the documentary also talks about the kind of community you surround yourself with, and I think for myself that's like the ultimate currency, as money can't just replace the time you spend with people. And I'd say I have a great community at my local gym that it's a 20-minute walk for me, which is really nice. As we have that kind of same mindset altogether, whether it's weight loss or building muscle, we're all there for a positive change in ourselves. As the key thing is that minimalism shouldn't be about depriving yourself, as it's about stopping the cycle of buying things that it just doesn't fit in that kind of long-term purpose just because you're bored, or what the media or advertisers they tell you to buy. Like, things that serve a function, things that give you more depth and gratitude, and with like more emotional joy, and that's just the emotional value behind it. As everything else, for me, that's just noise. And that's just my take with minimalism and that kind of documentary I saw. So just let me know what you think about consumerism and with minimalism down in the comments. And thank you for watching. Peace.